while other kids were being woken up by the smell of buttered bread and a soft "good morning, baby." My alarm clock was a KBC radio blaring at max volume. My morning routine wasn't breakfast. It was a gem, a shamba, and a race against the school bell. Looking back, those blisters on my hands were scary but saved me. I was not one of those lucky chaps who got gently woken up in the morning with a soft tap on the shoulder, the scent of tea and buttered bread floating through the air like a hug, and a loving voice whispering, "Time for school, baby." Nope. In my world, my alarm clock was my father's old KBC radio, volume maxed out with that legendary morning tune blaring. Forget breakfast. I would roll out of old Matt like a soldier in a war zone, grab a gem, and head straight to the shamba with my mum. No time for facial routines or goodbye mum pleasantries. My version of morning prep involved weeding, sweating, and chasing chickens off maize rows before school. And yes, getting to school late was pretty normal. Our farm was conveniently located next to the main footpath, so my classmates often waved at me as I bent over in the garden. But deep down, I hated it. I envied those soft life kids. You know, the ones their parents practically begged them to eat, their bags full of snacks, exercise books, and bananas as if going to school was a picnic. Their only burden? Deciding whether to use a blue or black pen. Meanwhile, my bag? It was so empty, the wind echoed inside it. All I carried to school was raw determination, and maybe a borrowed biro with bite marks. Then there was Quisito, my desk mate, the poster child for the life I wished I had. He had a real school bag with working zippers, loads of textbooks, and food that tasted like magic. The first time I tasted bread with butter? Yes, courtesy of Quisito. I almost asked him to adopt me. He wasn't exactly Einstein in class, but I had brains and he had bread, so we struck a deal. He copied my homework, and I got a share of his heavenly snacks. Honestly, it was the closest I came to feeling like a sponsored student. During holidays, Quisito would pack up and head to Nairobi. His father worked as a mason and lives in Makuru slums. I used to imagine him in a bus, head by the window, looking cool like those Nairobi kids in movies. Me. I stayed home, hoe in hand, herding cows in the afternoon and watching sheeps fight for entertainment. My elder sister once begged my mum to let me visit her, but the answer was a hard no, no explanation, just vibes. Eventually, I broke. "Mum," I pleaded, "just once, let me board a bus. I just want to know how it feels." Her response? Brutal, but genius. She looked me dead in the eye and said, "If you want to board buses, work hard. Go to a good high school, then a university. Then, you won't just board buses, you will ride planes, own cars, maybe even build roads. But if you want that, the GEM is your first syllabus." Of course, I thought she was being mean and uneducated. Just let me board a Matatu, woman. But hey, Mum was right. High school came to an end. Quisito and I were placed in different schools. I finally got my moment. I boarded a real bus. I always fought for the window seat, recording trees, cows, and every pothole like I was filming National Geographic. But holidays? Still farming. Meanwhile, Quisito still went to Nairobi. He didn't qualify for college, so he joined his dad at construction sites. But the world is colder than a morning in the shamba. Without the stamina my mother forced into my bones, Quisito folded. He wanted the fast life because he never learned to value the slow grind. When he couldn't handle the construction sites, he looked for a shortcut. He joined the wrong crew. Drugs, break-ins, and bad decisions. His life spiraled. It didn't take long before we received the news. Quisito had been killed during a robbery gone wrong. That shortcut led to a bullet. I was devastated. Then my mum came to me, sat me down, and said something I will never forget. "If I wasn't hard on you, you'd be worse than Quisito. But look at you now. You have become the man I hoped you would be." I finally realized Mum was right. Success isn't about the bus you board. It's about the character you build. Speaking of building, School Bays builds technological solutions that help in advancing schools. In today's challenge, there is a word that was displayed in the video for a few seconds. The first person to drop it in the comment exactly the way it appears wins 600 Kenyan shillings.